right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, a few minutes delayed today on this beautiful fifth Thursday and final Thursday of October. Happy Halloween and happy Diwali to our friends that are of Indian descent and of Hindu descent, but to everybody. Diwali is um, a beautiful tradition of really celebrating our inner light. And here at Disha Philip LLC, that is what we are all about: is really reconnecting with our inner light, so we can really ward off the darkness, right? So, for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, I'm Dr. Disha Mukherjee Philip. I'm a cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart. And I am also a meditation teacher certified through the Chopra Center and Awakened Academy, as well as a holistic and spiritual life coach for female physicians. So, to recap, let's do this. We have met every Thursday this month, and either live or you're watching the recording, which is totally cool as well. And we've been going over the 5 things you really need to be aware of and need to think about before you start on your meditation journey. And so we started with week 1. To recap, week 1, we were talking about setting our intention about meditation and our spiritual journey, and like why, and our inner why. Why do we want to meditate? What is it that we're looking for? What has brought us to meditation, right? So for me, and you heard me say this in lesson 1, I told you about my story. We lost our first daughter in 2008. That, believe it or not, did not catapult me into my meditation journey, but it did catapult me into my spiritual journey. And so we have a deep belief and understanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings seeking a spiritual experience. Okay. So in session 1, we talked about our why and how it's so important that whenever we start embarking on a new journey, on learning anything, whether it's exercise, learning how to eat better, fasting, intermittent fasting. I joined a group last year to learn, Mindy Peltz's group, how to learn how to intermittent fast properly with my cycle. If you're embarking on learning to become a doctor, whatever it is, right? Why? Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to do it? For me, my why was came after we had 2 more children, Elise and Mina, and I had 2 kids under the age of 3, nursing every 2.5 to 3 hours, trying to sleep train the older one, working 70 hours a week as a full-time cardiologist. My husband was starting his own business, so I was the primary breadwinner of the family. We had 20 different nannies in the span of 5 years, and life was crazy. And my clinic manager came to my office one day and was just like, "Hey, doc." I was like, "Yes." He's like, "What's going on with you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "You look like your mind is going a million miles a minute." And I was like, "What? Really? Oh my God." Right. And I was actually absolutely mortified because I thought I had been hiding it so well. And here it was, this manager didn't really know me that well, right? But it was really starting to show. And that was like the big wake up call for me, that something really, really needed to change in my life. And truthfully speaking, at that time, I was feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, alone, unproductive, unworthy. My charts were piling up to here in the office, right? I'd come home, I'd be screaming and yelling at the kids all the time, ordering, correcting, directing, constantly, why are you on the iPad? Why are they eating mac and cheese again? Why are you, why hasn't the laundry been done? Right? Just like not who I really wanted to be, right? Not that I wasn't being the mother I wanted to be, I wasn't being the wife I wanted to be, I wasn't being the doctor I wanted to be, like none of those things, right? And so I knew that nothing outside of me was going to change. And the common denominator in my life was ding, ding, ding. Guess who? Me. So I had to take radical personal responsibility for myself, for my energy, for my thoughts. Okay. So meditation was what I chose. Why? Because I had already heard about the scientific research behind meditation already. I'd gone to a conference about that. My patients were already asking me, is there something else other than a pill to help my blood pressure, right? And help my heart? So I had already started realizing and recognizing that maybe not everything that I learned in my allopathic medical school was going to serve my patients and help heal them. And I came into medicine because I wanted to heal others. I wanted to serve others. I wanted to help people feel the best that they could feel. Okay. So that's our why. That was my why for meditation. And for me, it became very, very personal at that moment when the clinic manager came in. Okay, so lesson 2, we covered. What did we cover? Hang on. Lesson 2, we covered authentic self and our conditioned self, and really understanding our inner relationship. So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Okay. And this is super, super, super fundamental as you embark on this journey. Because as we start meditating, we're going to see a lot of thoughts. And today we're going to be talking about why you're a meditation expert in just a minute here. But authentic self, conditioned self, and who is our loving, wise adult inside of us. All of these identities, right, are all within us. And we really, our goal is to reconnect with that authentic self and our loving, wise adult and heal the conditioned self part of us. So that's a lot of the work that we do together. In session 3, we talked about mindset, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, right? And that was looking at Carol S. Dweck's from her book called Mindset, and how important it is that as we start learning anything, including meditation, how important having a growth mindset is. It's not about, I want to be over there, right? But I'm stuck over here and then sitting there and lamenting about it. No, it's about really celebrating those small wins and um, looking at anything that we've done towards that goal. And that everything is, it's not like a straight line to happy. It's not a straight line to being an expert in anything, right? It's like this, right? And it goes up and up and up and up. And then in session 4 last week, we talked about the gap versus the gain. Again, similar but different, right? And it's really talking about the magic of small, consistent action, right? And so, like, for example, I give people this example. I decided to join Club Pilates last year because I was like, all right, enough is enough. I've had a diastasis from my pregnancies. My core is super weak. I was taught that I can't do crunches and planks and things like that, but I know I need to do something because I'm always with lower back pain, yada, 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 whatever. So I decided I was going to join and I was just going to show up 2 to 3 times a week to class, do the best that I could. And that was it. The only goal I had was to show up. I didn't really think that anything in particular was going to happen. And then lo and behold, fast forward, I've done like over 100 classes, and I was doing a session with one of the teachers who is an expert in diastasis recti. And so she was checking me and she was like, Tisha, your diastasis really is not it's not that abnormal. And I was like, what? And she's like, it's within normal limits. And I got to tell you, I was shocked because I hadn't really thought about it, but I had been kind of consumed and obsessed with this diastasis in my belly, like for a really long time, for 10 years. My youngest is 10. And so when I looked, I was like, holy cow. I was like, this is it. This is the win from the small, consistent action. I just showed up. I wasn't really thinking about it. I would just book the class and I'd go and leave and go on my merry way. And That was what it was. It's our small, consistent action. If you're meditating for 5 minutes, just even setting the intention and sitting down for 5 minutes to close your eyes, right? Is even if you can't do the 20 minutes twice a day, is okay, right? And so we want to look at the gain instead of the gap, okay? Um, all right. So that brings us to our fifth fifth session, and it's called Everyone is a Meditation Expert. What? I remember when my one of my teachers, Brother Michael McIntosh, he said this, and I was like, "What's he talking about?" And basically, why are we all meditation experts? We are all meditation experts because with meditation, we are essentially focusing our thoughts on something elevated or better. So, what does that mean? So, I'm going to have to go back a little bit and explain to you this concept that I've learned through the World Spiritual University, through the Raja Yoga meditation, as taught by the Brahma Kumaris, about the 5 different types of thoughts that we have. So, how does this go? Take notes, listen up, and I think you'll get it. It's not that complicated. So, if we're looking at a certain type of thought, we'll say it is a neutral thought. Okay. A neutral thought is the thought where you're like, I got to take a shower. I got to go to the grocery store and pick up milk. I got to go get water. Neutral. Okay. There's no like emotion really involved with that, right? Hopefully not. Neutral thought. So that's at the middle. Okay. So underneath that, okay, are waste thoughts. What are waste thoughts? Waste thoughts are thoughts that are either ruminating about the past, right? Or worried about the future. Okay. So ruminating, regrets, right? Um, why did I do that? Why did this happen? That like forever. Why is this happening? Why did that happen? Right. And then you sit and you think and think and think and think and think, and you just replay the same story over and over again, trying to like figure out why. And really, you're not getting any answers. Okay. And you never will, actually. And you've all experienced this. You're just ruminating about the past. And then when you're worrying about the future, my girls already know. I'm like, what's worrying, girls? Worrying is praying for what you don't want. Ready? Worrying is praying for what you don't want. It is garbage and it is trash. Okay. It is waste. Okay. Like the waste basket, it's waste, right? So you're sitting there. What's going to happen? Oh my goodness. Okay. That's like a little impression of my mother-in-law. But anyways, so she's always like, oh, worried, I'm so worried, I'm praying all the time, right? So worrying, praying for what you don't want, fear, false evidence appearing real, right? So I talk about this with my patients all the time. So those are waste thoughts. So we start with neutral, then there's waste, and then at the bottom, we're just downright negative. Okay. Negative is I suck. I'm a loser. I can't believe I just did that. I'm unworthy. I don't deserve this. Like, if something good happens, you're like, "Ugh, I don't deserve this, right? I'm a horrible person. I'm a bad person. Um, Negative thoughts, right? I'm never going to be able to do this. Who do you think you are? Right? Negative thoughts. So we have negative, we have waste. 90% of people's thoughts are the same thought happening over and over again, and it's usually a waste thought. Okay. Neutral thoughts. Then we have positive thoughts. What are positive thoughts? You've got this. I've got this. I can do it, right? So many of our positive affirmations, maybe, um, I am good, right? Like I know that I can do anything that I put my mind to, right? Positive thoughts. What would be higher than positive thoughts? Ready for it? Okay. Higher than positive thoughts are elevated. And what are elevated thoughts? So, elevated thoughts are thoughts that are in alignment with your authentic self, you as a spiritual being, you as a soul, right? So, reminding yourself with the thought, I am not this body, I am a pure, peaceful soul. In Raja Yoga, we say Om Shanti. I am peace, right? I am a peaceful soul. What are the characteristics, the inherent characteristics of a soul? I am love. I am happiness. I am blissful. I am unshakable, right? I am pure. I am worthy, right? I am blissful. So these are elevated thoughts. I am loved beyond measure. And when we connect with our loving wise adult or a higher being or a supreme soul or God, whatever you want to say, call it, right? All there is, the universe, and we start having those kinds of thoughts come in, right? We are meditating on that. So, got it? Neutral thoughts, waste thoughts, negative thoughts. Neutral thoughts, positive thoughts, elevated thoughts. Okay, we are at a time on the planet where 98 to 99% of people are swimming in waste and negative thoughts. I know I don't need to convince you. All you got to do is turn on TV and you'll see it. You'll see it in the workplaces. You'll see it maybe even in your home. I mean, it's everywhere, right? And so, if we are going to elevate, if we are going to reconnect with our birthright and remember who we are as beings of peace, we will have to make a little bit of easy effort. Okay. And that's where meditation comes in. Now, why is everyone a meditation expert? Because meditation is really looking at our thoughts. Are you meditating on the waste thoughts? Are you sitting there repeating over and over again that negative thing that happened to you 25 years ago and you're still trying to figure out why you're being punished in this way? You can be meditating on that. Are you meditating on your to-do list, right? And you're sitting there going through, what else do I have to do? What I have to do? I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. You're meditating on that. Are you meditating on negative thoughts? I suck. I'm a loser. I can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh, I'm not worthy, right? Are you meditating on that? So, yes, we are all meditation experts. Okay. It just, what are you choosing to think about? So, what we do here at Disha Philip LLC and through the Path to Meditation Mastery, VIP one on one coaching, through All Matters of the Heart coaching. I have a beautiful group of an amazing souls, an upper level group called Reconnecting with Your Authentic Self group, right? Where we practice, and you'll see if you go through on my YouTube channel, or if you're in the Meditation for Female Physician group under the videos, you will see hundreds of meditations, right? Where we are choosing to think about elevated thoughts or how the metaphysical world works, law of attraction, right? Or spiritual wisdom and knowledge, right? Deepak Chopra has his wonderful book, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success, or The Seven Spiritual Laws of Yoga. I do a whole deep dive into all of that because our mind for so long has been filled with the conditioned self thoughts of maybe the fear of our parents or the media, school, teachers, peer groups, the news, whatever. But if we, at this time, if we are going to reclaim the peace that is ours and really step into that place of love and acceptance, we can't sit like this and wait for everybody else to change. Mm-mm. We have to be the ones to take personal, radical personal responsibilities for our thoughts. And from our thoughts come our feelings. Sometimes from our feelings come our thoughts, right? And really going into that connection. We talk about this in all the different courses that I teach. So, yes, everyone is a meditation expert. You choose, you decide what it is that you would like to meditate on. I choose elevated thoughts as much as I can. And let me tell you, when I choose elevated thoughts, I have a different life. My entire life has transformed from doing this kind of work. And really, we start stepping in to the realm of infinite possibilities for ourselves. And as Gandhi had said, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. You want world peace? We got to have peace inside here and here. What we're seeing out there with all the different wars and the chaos is just a reflection of our inner collective consciousness. So if we want world peace, it's got to start with us. It's got to start with me. And this is how we do it. Right? So that was our final lesson. Reach out to me, Disha at dishaphillip.com. You can leave me a comment on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Text me for those of you who have my number. Let's do this. It is time. We can no longer keep waiting. We cannot. Stay tuned for, I do multiple workshops. This weekend, I'm doing a workshop called Path to Peace for female physicians, and really navigating the 5 hidden truths on how to navigate the turbulence of our lives. And so think about all of this, churn on it, think, really meditate on it and reach out. And I would love for you and me to be on this journey together. All right. Sending you tons of love. Have a beautiful Diwali. Have a beautiful, fun Halloween. And I'll see you soon. Sending you so much love. And namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors that divine light in you.